So let's talk about what you're doing today.
Okay, so first of all, this is technically a Dollar Tree craft.
No way. Why is that on the title?
So I don't know, actually.
It's okay.
Oh, wait, it is in the title. I would never do us dirty like that. I knew. If it's listen, if we're using Dollar Tree items, we are going to let y'all know.
We're letting you know.
And honestly, if we can use Dollar Tree, we do. Because we know that y'all love it. And this stainless steel tumbler from Dollar Tree has been like probably my favorite $3 to $5 section
I was about
item.
to say, it has been consistent for us.
Yeah, we've used it like in different type of crafts and tumbler. Like we've done a resin tumbler with it. We did just HTV on it. So I love it.
It's special.
Yeah.
So you're going to love getting to figure out how you're doing it. And Alicia, give us a little sneak peek. Like, should I be, if I'm watching, should I be scared to do this?
Absolutely not. No. And I think what happens is people see an unfamiliar like ingredient.
I was about to say, there's some stuff over there that I'm like.
Yeah, so we're using ferric chloride today, which sounds really fancy. And
it is.
It's really,
Where do you get it?
At Amazon. You can just get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different brands. The brand like doesn't change from brand to brand. It's just a chemical.
Okay.
And so a lot of people think they can just use like glass etching cream on stainless steel, and it's not, because it's a different.
Totally different formula.
Right, different components go into it.
So differently.
The ferric chloride can actually, it works on like brass and copper. And I wish I don't know what happened. We had this cute little tray that said hippies welcome here.
Yeah.
And it was brass, and we etched it with ferric chloride. So you can use this to etch lots of different things.
This is good to have in your back pocket when you're not doing your regular etching.
Yes, for sure.
I think etching is like so not talked about enough.
Yes.
Because the durability, your lifespan, and so much more with this technique.
And it's classy looking.
It's very classy.
It's very classy. It's not like super like crazy and colorful. It's kind of subtle.
It's not vinyl. You know, you're using vinyl, but that's not going to be your end result.
Right.
So I think if you've never done this, you're going to learn a lot today.
I agree.
My second tutorial that you're really getting today is a really great understanding of how to truly make a stencil.
Yes.
If you've never made a stencil with your Cricut, stick with us. You're going to love getting to see Alicia build the stencil, bring it together, and it's going to be so awesome.
And I'll say this time that I did it the correct way. Y'all, I used to make some like, you know how I do my stencils the old way? I'll show y'all how I do it the old way, but I'm going to show you how to do it the right way today.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I love that. This is very science lab-ish, and y'all know about that. If you are wanting to, I feel like some people get the etching and like the citrus strip kind of confused.
Yes.
So this is not like the citrus strip. The citrus strip is when you take a powder coated tumbler, we apply actual citrus strip to it, and then it like etches the tumbler. This is going to be actually etching the surface of the stainless steel tumbler. So we're taking a standard stainless steel tumbler. Now this is the Dollar Tree $5 tumbler that I'm obsessed with. We have used these for so many different projects. And so this is what we're going to be etching on today. So let me kind of go over everything that you are going to need and why you're going to need those certain items. So to start with, obviously you're going to need your tumbler. I have our Star Mask by Starcraft. This is stencil vinyl. Now, you do not have to use stencil vinyl. You can use like scrap regular adhesive vinyl. I would not recommend permanent vinyl just because it's going to stick a lot more intensely, I guess.
Sure.
You just need it to stick enough and so lay down flatly, so you don't want to have to use like your good permanent vinyl. If you have some like old removable vinyl or stencil vinyl laying around, that will work perfectly.
Now my secret is that I just like to use a color of vinyl I accidentally bought.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, and it will work great.
Yeah.
And I've never had any issues yet, and I've stenciled many different things, but I find myself using purples, greens, pinks, like colors that like just do not
that you bought, and I know y'all have bought vinyls that you don't use.
Me. I always do.
Me too. So use the ones that you're not really going to be using for other projects. You just need to stay stuck to your tumbler while we do the corrosive part of it. So the secret ingredient that we're going to be using is this ferric chloride. So this is it says on the front, copper etchant solution. This will etch copper. You can see there's like lots of little warnings here, poison, corrosive. So obviously when you're working with stuff like this, you're going to need the proper PPE. So things such as vinyl gloves, mask if you're not in a well-ventilated area, which we are, glasses, things like that, just to protect yourself. We always want you all to stay safe when you're crafting. And then you're also going to need some pure baking soda. So this is like our neutralizing agent. This basically works when we are done with everything. We're going to kind of put this over everything to neutralize it so it doesn't continue to like corrode the material that's beneath it. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's see, we've got a few other little things. You're going to need some cotton balls. So we have tried this with Q-tips, washcloths. I feel like this is the best way to do it, mainly because it's disposable. Like when you're done, you're done. It takes up enough room that you need to cover your entire stencil and things like that. So cotton balls. I've got a bowl here. You can use a disposable bowl if you would like. This does wash out, like everything washes out. This is like a craft bowl, so we don't eat out of this bowl. Like, get your designated craft bowl. I feel like if you're a crafter, you probably got a designated craft bowl somewhere. I've got some painter's tape. I have a measuring tape, a weeding tool, a burnishing tool. So like your standard Cricut tools. And then I also have a piece of butcher paper down. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've got paper down to protect the surface. Yeah, we don't want to get this like on anything. And then I have just a standard grip Cricut mat, and I cleaned this mat. Aren't you guys so proud of me?
Look at you.
Aren't you so proud? I cleaned it just for this. Well, I cleaned one yesterday, and I thought
it's because you watched my video.
It definitely was, and so I was like, I need to clean a mat for today's live because it was just looking janky. And then I've already cut out our stencil, but I'm going to show you all how to make this stencil. Let me go overhead so you can see really good. I'm going to show you all how to make this little stencil. So we're going to do cheetah print. Isn't that cute? I love it. Yes. So let's go ahead and go into Design Space. So we are in Design Space. Let's go ahead and open up our website. So we really need to start from the Maker's Gonna Learn website. That's where you're going to be able to retrieve all of the yummy files that we like to use. So I am on the home page. Let me get logged in really quick. So sign in.
I love our website. It's like my favorite.
This is, so we just updated, well, I don't want to say just.
Over 6 months ago.
Has it been 6 months already?
I don't know, October.
It's been a few months, but the new website is beautiful.
Yes.
So if you're new, this is our website. You can see we did this last week. Snow globe glass tumbler. Cute, I love gorgeous. We do lots of master classes for our members. Those are member-only content. So you have to be a member to access any of those.
Plus our 30 days to master your Cricut challenge. And we're honestly trying to figure out what new things our members want. So if you have a request, let us know. There's quite a few different ideas we have going on. So let us know what you're really needing help with. We would love to have that conversation today.
Absolutely.
If you're a member, and if you're not a member, we just want to let you know that we want you to feel included. So
absolutely.
Be sure to share.
Carrie, we are still using ferric chloride today. You're just going to need baking soda to neutralize the ferric chloride, but the actual etching solution is ferric chloride. So you can see, first of all, look how cute these cheetah letters are. I have not used these on a craft yet, but I am dying to because they're so cute. And I'm just like really obsessed with cheetah, period. So we're gonna actually be using this file right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it. It's gonna pop into a zip folder down here. You can just double click that. And then we're gonna double click the folder, and we are gonna be using the SVG today. So let's open Design Space back up. I'm gonna go to the far left, hit upload, and then we're gonna hit upload image. And then I'm gonna select my finder and just click and drag that cheetah print into Design Space. Now, if I'm going a little bit too fast for you all, we do this in the beginning of all of our videos, and all of our videos are posted on our channel. So even though this is a live stream, you're gonna get to go back and watch it. So we're gonna go ahead and upload that. You can see I already uploaded it earlier. And I'm going to just
Can we just talk about how easy it was to upload that?
I mean, what was that, like 15 seconds flat or something?
A lot of times we have people confused how our membership works in relation to Design Space. And it's that easy. It's that fluid. It takes, I would say, an extra 10 to 15 seconds. Which creates a lot of value for you. So if you are a Cricut Access member, we had this conversation last week. Was it last week? Your week before last?
Week before last, yeah.
You know, Cricut Access, you don't have access to the file forever.
Right.
Or you've downloaded it now, you have that forever.
You own it.
You own it, you know, at least personal use, even if you cancel your membership. So if you're considering Makers Can Learn today, it can really be that easy.
It really is. Okay, so when I pull it in, obviously our final result looks a lot different than this result. So right off the bat, I want to go ahead and just get the outlines of my spots. I don't necessarily want those brown spots in between the black. So when you pull this file in, it's grouped together as 2 layers. So I'm just going to hit this little button right here. This allows us to group and ungroup. I want to ungroup so that I can delete that brown layer. So you can see here, I can just select the brown layer, and I know that the brown layer is selected because right up here you can see this brown is popping up, and all you can do is hit delete. So we just want the black outlines for this project. It's just gonna make it a lot easier. We don't need to be etching both layers in this instance. And then what we're gonna do, put a pause on Design Space. Let's go overhead and measure our cup. So this is the parts where we're gonna be doing kind of like a full wrap on the top edge of this tumbler.
Now, let me pause you. Kim has asked a question that actually I'm very interested in knowing too. So I'm selfishly asking, where did we get that bottle of baking soda?
This is from Amazon.
Oh my goodness. Amazon takes such good care of us.
And I think I linked this one because I thought this is great because it's not like the box ones that stay open. And it has like, you can spoon it out or you can shake it out like a salt shaker.
No way.
Yeah, so this is pretty handy.
Now, I will say, this is a little bit different of a bottle, but oh no, we ordered this exact one, 12 ounces. Yeah, the bottle looks different now.
Oh,
but this is the same one we ordered, so I don't know if the picture's different, number one. Number two, it's a little bit more expensive than,
well, y'all know prices on everything.
You know, baking soda at the store, I don't know what it is right now, but at the store it used to be, you know, 60 different, 60 different.
Prices?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
60 cents for a little container.
Oh, yeah.
So
oh, gosh.
we're also getting...
Okay, so we measured the top portion of our cup. Now, if you were just putting a decal on this, you don't need to measure the entire circumference of the cup. You just want to measure the area that your decal is going to, that your stencil is going to be going into. So if I just wanted to do it like right here on the front, I could do like a 3 by 3.5. And my height, I don't want to go past this lip because it starts getting a little wonky when you get on this like this curvature area. So I kind of stop at 3.5. So I'm going to do 10.5 by 3.5 because we are going to do a full wrap decal. So let's go back into Design Space. And all I've done is pull in a basic square, and I'm going to unlock my square. And then in the width box, I'm going to put 10.5 by 3.5. Okay. So we've got our little square right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to the top left corner of this cheetah print. And we can select both of these, and we are going to align to the left, and we're going to align to the top. So this is nestled right up in this top left corner of our design. And then what I'm going to do is shrink, Command Z, undo that. I'm going to select the cheetah print just on its own, and I'm going to shrink it down to the exact width of our rectangle. So this cheetah print is technically a seamless pattern.
Wow.
So if I land it correctly and my measurements are perfect, then it should look like a seamless cheetah print pattern all the way around.
Can we do it?
We can do it.
Woohoo.
I believe in us. So that's why I'm shrinking my cheetah to fit within the width parameters of this rectangle. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is select both layers, and we're going to hit slice. And what this is going to do is we can delete that. We don't need it anymore. Basically, we're just going to be left with these spots only, okay? So now what I need to do, it looks done, right? Like it kind of looks finished, but it looks a little bit different than this one over here. So what I'm going to do, I have saved the wrong cheetah print, first of all. Let's go back. You need to save the spots. So you need to save does that make sense? We don't want to save the negative space. We want to save the actual spots. So I've got my spots that I sliced out.
And can you bring that back real quick,
Yeah.
Alicia? Let's just talk about this real quick. So this right here, if you zoom in a little bit,
let's zoom in.
For everyone at home, look at how your little, at the bottom of the one that looks like a stencil, there's no way that, if you applied that, you would be able to, make sure that line is there properly.
Right.
So,
there's not going to be, see right here beneath these spots, there's no cut lines. It would only cut up at that top area, and then there would be no cut there. So you would have to manually, like with an X-Acto knife or something, go in and cut it.
Like painter's tape? I don't even know what you would do.
Yeah,
you know
it would make it much more complicated.
So the negative, we're deleting it out. We do not need the negative anymore.
Let's just get rid of
And we can pick back right where you're at.
Yeah. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create my stencil border around our cheetah print spots. So before we made a 10.5 by 3.5 rectangle. Now I'm going to create an 11 by 4. So I'm giving myself a 1/2 inch allowance all the way around my cheetah print. So I'm pulled in my square. I'm going to unlock it again, and we're going to make this 11 wide by 4 tall. And then I'm going to click and drag, so I've got both of my layers selected, and we are going to center them. So you can't see the cheetah print. I'll send this to the back just so you all can see. Now the cheetah print is centered in our rectangle, and I'm going to select both layers. I'm selecting both of the layers, and I'm going to slice.
Smart.
So then we can remove all of this, and we can delete it. And y'all, I know that I'm using slice when I could be using the new functions. Don't come at me, okay? You can use the other functions. I think you could use subtract there or exclude. But basically,
Alicia,
we just sliced it out.
one day those functions are going to go away.
I know, and then I'll have to learn. I actually do it. I do it when I'm by myself sometimes. It's just whatever my brain goes to first.
Yeah, no worries. Oh my gosh, we have such...
Okay, y'all, that's it.
And you did it.
Yeah, we did it. And so all you would do is just add, we've got our Star Mask stencil vinyl here. So if you all have watched any of my stencil videos, I'm like a stencil maker. I just feel like I make stencils a lot. But this is my favorite stencil vinyl. You can get this on the 143 Vinyl website. So it's 143vinyl.com. And all you would do is just cut yourself a piece of vinyl that is at least 11 by 4, and probably needs to be like 12 by 5 at least. Give yourself enough room and just line it up to this top edge, and I could just trim it right here. And then we're going to go back into design space. I'm going to hide one of these, and you would go make it, and you don't need to mirror your image with a stencil, nothing like that. I'm going to select continue, and there is actually a stencil vinyl base material setting. So you can just type in stencil, and I typically just use this basic stencil vinyl setting. I'll hit done, keep it on basic default pressure. We're going to be using a fine point blade. Then you're going to load it into your mat and let it cut, and there you go.
I love it.
That's it.
Now, I want to pick on Alicia for a second.
You can pick on me. It's okay. I'll allow it.
Some of the cool features of the new functions is that Alicia kind of made herself do a little bit more work.
Yes.
When you are still using slice, like we've been accustomed to, you had more work to do. There was more layers.
It keeps all the layers there that you cut through.
So you cut through them, and then you have to delete them out. And someone asked a great question, like, how many do you know you made? What I do when I slice, when you click that slice button, you'll be fascinated to not keep your eyes on the canvas, actually move your eyes to your layers panel.
Yes.
You will see 3 or 4 new layers appear, and it's beautiful. It's a really fun part of the show, like the training you could get.
And the layers panel is so helpful. A lot of people, I think, are intimidated by the layers panel for some reason, but it can be very beneficial if you start learning how it works and how you can use it to your benefit, especially whenever you're moving layers around after you've united something.
Right.
It's just, there's a lot of benefits to utilizing that layers panel. So after you've cut everything out, you are going to be weeding the spots out. So we are weeding out what we want to etch onto our tumbler. So if we did words, you are going to weed out the words. You will not weed around the words. You will weed the actual word out.
Can I just say, if you're not paying attention and you're wanting to really learn stencils, come back to us.
Yes.
Come back to the show. Alicia, just repeat that one more time.
Okay, so after you cut everything out, now this has already been completely weeded, but whenever you cut your stencil out, if you do words, if you do flowers, whatever it is, you are gonna weed out the portion of the stencil that you want to show up on your cup. So if you're doing words, like if you put I love you on your mug, you're gonna weed out the I, the love, and the you. You will not weed out the area around the words. Does that make sense to everybody? And then, especially on this little cheetah print that we've done, I have weeded out all of the spots. And you all know how earlier I was talking about if we had used the negative space for our stencil, how we wouldn't have cut lines beneath our cheetah print spots. You all can see here now, I have cut right here. So because I put that border, because I put that box around our cheetah print, it allowed me to actually cut out the entire spot rather than missing the bottoms of these spots that get cut off.
It's beautiful.
So hopefully that makes sense to you all. And I have already weeded, honestly, because this would have taken me forever to do on a live stream. So I went ahead and weeded it. And then I used the Caesar transfer tape. That's my favorite transfer tape. But use whatever you've got on hand.
Y'all know me and Alicia also can debate that.
Tanner likes the masking.
I like masking paper transfer tape a lot.
Yes.
It's very affordable.
It is. This is a little bit more bougie. It is a little bit more bougie, and it doesn't.
You can
work
treat
with,
yourself though.
Yeah, treat yourself. I use it all the time. It's my favorite. I keep a roll of this, like a 5-foot roll of this on deck.
That's awesome.
Okay, so before we start doing anything, I'm gonna make sure. I already actually did this before we came on, but you need to make sure. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in center before I start showing y'all. Make sure that you have cleaned your entire thing with rubbing alcohol. You can just take a paper towel and clean it with rubbing alcohol really well. And y'all, I don't know what the Dollar Tree was thinking. And I don't know if y'all can even see it. Can you see the square right here where the price tag was? Oh. I'm so bothered by that.
Yeah.
So normally their price stickers are on the bottom when I buy these, but for some reason, they thought it would be smart to put it right there. And now you can see where it was, and I don't know why. I have cleaned the dickens out of this. I've cleaned it, and it won't come off. But that's fine. We're etching, and no one's going to know. No one's going to be able to see it. So clean it with alcohol, just rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. Just wipe it off really good to make sure there's no like debris or oil from fingerprints and things like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my stencil. We're about to get into the fun part. So I'm just going to pull this backing off. And I'm hoping that this lines up really well. I would love to have a seamless.
I would love that for you too, Alicia.
Me too. But you know, y'all know, if you're a crafter, you know it don't always work out like that. Okay, I'm already making a rookie mistake, y'all.
What did you do?
Okay, so I'm going to keep this on here. And in order for me to fully wrap it around, I'm going to flip it over to the back. And I'm just going to bend this back right here. So I'm just bending back a little bit of that backer, about 1 inch. And then I'm gonna line this up with the edge of my tumbler. Can y'all see this? If my head starts getting in the way, you tell me, Sadie.
I mean, we have to sacrifice sometimes for perfection.
I know, and I want it to look good. So I'm just gonna line the top edge of my stencil. I'm gonna line that up with the top edge of my. So just like that, okay. Got my burnishing tool, another burnishing tool on hand, and I'm gonna come underneath here and kind of pull this down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna burnish as I go. I'm gonna move that to the side. Let's just burnish as we go. We want to make sure everything sticks down really well. Okay.
Now for the chloride, do you recommend goggles?
I would wear safety. Yes, I would wear some type of eye protection.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, this is already crooked.
Alicia, no.
But you know what? This is why I really like using stencil vinyl, because look, it's just kind of coming up. It's going to allow me to kind of move and adjust if I need to. But like if you were using permanent vinyl, I can't promise y'all that that would work for you.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna, if I try to be too perfect with this, I'm gonna mess up. So y'all just let me live my life. I'm gonna put this on here. I'm really bad at doing things like well and accurate. Anyway, so I'm just trying to get this right. So now my other technique is to just go in, I'm putting the middle portion here and I'm trying to get it down as straight as I possibly can. Bear with me, everybody. It's going to be worth it in the end. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying. And I swear it's making me feel, y'all, if you guys have ever done tapered tumblers, it feels like I'm working on a tapered tumbler, but I'm not. This is not tapered. But it doesn't want to lay flat for me.
I mean, Alicia, we did get it at the Dollar Tree.
I know, but it still should lay pretty flat. So maybe it was my bad trying to do a full wrap on this. You know what I'm saying? But we're really lucky because this vinyl is coming up so
And people
easily.
just want to let you know you've lost a piece or two of your stencil.
I only lost one piece, okay?
Oh, okay.
Only
Alicia,
lost one.
Alicia knows.
I know. It's okay. They're cheetah print spots, so they're not perfect.
Yes, exactly.
So, okay. Let's do this, you guys. This is the last time I'm trying it. If it's a little off, we're just going to like work with it. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to do it. So, I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to try to get this as straight as humanly possible, taking any and all constructive criticism.
Alicia, just pretend that you are in the craft room. You don't have hundreds of people watching you. You're just,
no
it's just you.
pressure.
It's just you. Have a craft fail.
It's the nature of crafting is making mistakes. It's just how it is.
Yes, I love it.
You know what? We're committed to this. This is what we're doing here. So, okay, our stencil is down. It is very lumpy, but we're going to just work with it. So I'm going to go ahead and squeegee everything down. Before I remove my transfer tape, I'm going to squeegee this down. The main thing is that you don't want your ferric chloride leaking underneath your stencil. So I'm just going to kind of take my burnishing tool and I'm going to flatten it down as well as I can. And I'm going to have a few bumps here and there. But y'all, I really like this technique, especially with a pattern like cheetah print, because it's kind of mistake proof. Like you're not going to be able to tell, even though that my vinyl isn't laid down great, you're not going to be able to tell it after we apply the ferric chloride and like do the actual etching, if that makes sense.
Right.
So this over here looks really rough, but we are going to make it work. Okay, I promise. So we're going to pull this off. Now this front side looks gray. This is good. Okay. Pull this all the way off.
You're doing it, Alicia. You got this.
We committed. Okay. So what I'm going to do now that it's off, you can see like there's a couple little bubbles and stuff. I'm just going to kind of go through here and flatten all of this out. Okay. So we are getting there. And you really want to make sure that this is down because anywhere that ferric chloride goes, it could very well leak underneath. Okay. These are ugly. Just turn a blind eye. Turn a blind eye.
Yeah, that's the cool part with, so patterns like this they're very forgiving.
They are.
And you're going to have really great results with this.
Now, if you were trying to do something that was like very like perfectly symmetrical, like I think of like an Aztec design or something, it wouldn't be nearly as forgiving. But cheetah print is very organic shapes, and so that allows us to kind of make a few more little mistakes. Now, I could sit here for like 30 more minutes and make this perfect, but like,
we're on a show. We're living it up.
Right, and I don't want to bore you all with trying to get this line.
People are just having a lot of anxiety for your behalf. I'm just
well,
letting you know.
that's how I feel.
Oh,
so
you're
funny.
the entertainment today, Alicia.
No, we're fine, you guys. Everything's fine.
Everything's
fine. So, okay, this actually did not do as bad as I thought. Now, this is not great, but you know what? We can't all be perfect.
Yeah,
okay?
You're right. You are absolutely right, Alicia.
So now that I have gotten everything down, I've kind of got all of the bubbles out, especially around your spots. You want to make sure all of the bubbles are out that you can get. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to sit this right here on my burnishing tool. Okay, so the burnishing tool trick just kind of allows us to have stability on our cup while we're working. And the next thing that we want to do is put on our PPE. So I'm going to go ahead and put on all of that.
Listen at the nurse in you talking.
PPE, personal protective equipment. So I've got gloves, glasses, everything that you need to put on. We're in a big area, so make sure you're in like a well-ventilated area.
Yes,
to
our
do
previous
this.
studio or two just wouldn't have done near as
It
much.
wouldn't
This
have
is
made
such a
it.
beautiful space that we have. Like, we're so blessed. So thank you guys.
Yes. Okay, so I've got this open, ready to go.
And you said cotton balls is your favorite.
Yes, cotton balls is the best way to get like even coverage without getting too much on it, because we're going to be applying it in layers. So another thing that I'm going to do is I am going to just add a piece of tape to the bottom of this cheetah print design. I'm just going to add some, mainly because I just want to avoid getting any of this ferric chloride on the bottom portion of my tumbler. Okay, so this is just to protect our cup from getting any ferric chloride where we don't want it. Okay, lined up with my janky.
I love that. Now, other people are also agreeing with you that the top part is tapered. So like, they don't think you're crazy. They actually think.
It has to be. It has to be. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It has to be tapered because that's why whenever you do a non-tapered stencil, it will bow up like that at the top.
Tell them, Alicia.
So it's not me. It's you. It's the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my little cotton balls. I like to just kind of have a pile.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to be dipping my hand back into the cotton ball.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is start by adding a nice thin layer of this. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of this onto our cotton ball, being very careful. And we're just gonna go ahead and start adding this on top of our stencil.
Wow.
Yeah, so good thin layer. We're gonna do like 5 coats of this. So we're applying it all over. And honestly, be really careful. If you don't apply tape to the top edge, be careful there if any of it's exposed.
Love that.
Okay.
And after she gets done with this, we will show you all the finished one for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to go through all this with you and not show you the finished product.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to apply this all over. Okay. Does anybody have questions so far?
People are saying, Carol specifically stated, the angle from above shows how the tumbler is angled, not cray-cray. And then Michelle says the top is tapered. If you line it up at the top and work downwards rather than around, it's easier to line up the stencil.
Honestly, y'all, if I had even one little hankering that it was tapered, I would have shown you all a different way to do a stencil. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done a full wrap.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's very hard when you have tapered cups to do a full wrap. So just be careful, mindful of that.
Absolutely.
What are they doing? Just tumbler. Melanie, we are teaching how to use this chloride on an amazing Dollar Tree. We're etching it.
We're etching stainless steel, and we're using corrosive chemicals. Yeah. We're wild like that.
We're wild.
It's actually just ferric chloride. It sounds fancy, but you could buy it on Amazon.
It's so cool.
So, and there's a couple where it's overlapped. I'm going to not do this one and like these two. I'm going to skip those because they're like kind of weird looking and I don't feel like it looks like a complete cheetah spot. So I'm going to avoid those.
Megan is completely swamped, but she's still enjoying getting to listen to Maker's Learn. Megan, so
Megan.
good to see you.
Always here hanging out with us.
Yes.
Okay, that was what, coat number 3?
Yeah.
We got 2 more.
Woo-hoo.
2 more. We are almost there. And you
Welcome
can see
all our new friends.
Can y'all see like what's happening here?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's darker than this bottom area. So it's already starting to etch, which is so cool to see. And it's really going to blow your mind when I pull a stencil off. Y'all are going to be like, dang. Okay, so we're just going to keep on going. And also, I want to say, I've got a clean hand and a dirty hand. If you're a nurse, you know that that's a rule in a sterile field.
Wait, what?
You've got a clean hand and a dirty hand. So your dirty hand does the job and your clean hand stays sterile and clean for other things.
We're learning.
Yes, who knew? This would be a medical lesson.
I love it.
So I'm just dabbing this on. This is our 4th coat. And I've only went through like 6 or 7 little cotton balls.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's really not bad. I feel like if y'all can get your hands on ferric chloride, you probably already have everything it takes to make this.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I was saying earlier, you don't want to get too much of this ferric chloride on your cotton ball, just enough. You need just enough to put a thin coat on it, so don't like get crazy.
Love it.
Yeah. And also I'm using a burnishing tool. I probably should have used like an older burnishing tool because I'm getting a little bit on here, but it doesn't really erode plastic. So I think I can just rinse that off and it'll be totally fine. Okay. This is our last coat.
Yes.
I can tell it's working really well though. So
I love it.
I'm feeling good.
You're awesome.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm a little nervous about this back edge, but like I feel like it's going to be better than I think it is in my brain. Like I feel like I'm getting nervous for no reason because I think it's going to work just fine. Other than maybe having a couple holes. But okay, so this is 5 coats. You guys can tell an obvious difference from the stainless steel at the top of our tumbler versus the stainless steel at the bottom of our tumbler. This is much more shiny. This is going to be a lot darker and dulled down, and that means that the ferric acid is working.
Love it.
This acid is not just for stainless steel. You can use this on copper. What else? There's other, like brass.
Yeah.
Brass. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to let Tanner talk to you guys. I'm going to go rinse this off in the sink, and then we will reveal it together.
I'm so excited.
Okay. So before I go, I'm going to.
I was wondering when you were going to bring this into the picture.
Not only am I going to put this baking soda on my cup, but I'm going to put it in this bowl to neutralize any of the ferric chloride on my cotton balls. I'm also going to put water on this before I throw these away. I do not want to throw these in the trash can like this. Okay.
Wait, can you tell me why?
Because this is an acid and it's corrosive and it'll eat through Lord knows what's in your trash can.
Scary.
Yeah, so you want to neutralize it with baking soda, and then you want to neutralize it even more with water.
Wow.
And then so I'm going to take this baking soda, and we're going to do the same thing all over our tumbler. So this part can be a little bit messy, but that's why we have butcher's tape all.
Yes.
And this is going to stop that corrosive process too.
Now, does this work on glass?
So you can use Armor Etch for glass. I would not recommend ferric chloride
I didn't
on
think
glass.
So.
Yeah. You can etch glass, just not with ferric chloride. Okay, everybody, are you ready? Are you guys excited?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I can already tell.
Okay, you can. Okay, and when you first rinse it off, you're gonna be like, it didn't work. It didn't work. And every time I do this, I'm like, it didn't work. And I'm like, I just trick myself every time. So let's go ahead and start peeling this off. This is completely cleaned. I cleaned everything off. Y'all, can you see? Can you see it?
Oh, snap.
I just want to say I'm starting with the ugly section, and it already looks good, okay?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so we're just pulling this totally off.
Wow.
Look how cute.
Wow.
I mean, you can see there's like a few little holes there, but like,
wow.
Let's take our weeding tool and just be careful not to scratch your stainless steel, but I'm just going to kind of pull this up.
Right.
Get off all of these centers. Okay.
That is so exciting.
What do y'all think? Is that not the coolest thing?
I'm highly impressed.
Every time I do this, I'm like, dang, that's cool. I'm always very impressed by this type of craft.
I love it. That is so awesome.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so this is the cheetah print. This is just a decal one, which is going to be easier. It's a better starter project, I think, rather than doing a full wrap.
For sure. Now, I do want to let you guys know, this is on here forever, right?
Yeah,
like,
it never goes away.
Never going away. Never.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yes.
Oh,
now this backside needs a little bit of help, but I can totally go back in with some little individual cheetah spots and etch those on there.
I love it.
But now we know that these are slightly tapered.
Yeah.
But the regular decal, like, it's pretty mistake proof. Like, you can't really mess that up.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
I mean, for a cotton ball, someone asked why you needed so many cotton balls.
I I mean, it's to each their own.
Each their own. You could use little more.
It starts getting very saturated. So like, and you don't want it to be super heavy whenever you're applying your layers. So I was kind of getting a new cotton ball every so often because I didn't want it to be like full of that chloride.
Yeah. You don't want it to be too saturated and potentially get underneath your mask or your stencil.
You need a very good thin even coat on these.
And someone said this would be great for a flask. This would be perfect for a flask. If you're doing any type of wedding gifts, things like that, monogrammed ones, or something really cool on there.
That's a great idea.
Perfect. Yeah, groomsmen gifts. That would be. So out of our 3 projects, I will tell you, there is one that you could pretty much mess up, but the other 2 are foolproof. What I mean by foolproof, y'all, if you mess up, you can just scrape it off.
Right.
There's one project today that is going to definitely throw you for a curveball. It is going to mesh together etching cream and screen printing ink.
Who would have ever thought that etching cream and screen printing ink would do so well? But you all are going to be amazed at this technique.
The technique alone is really impressive to me. It's gonna be really interesting to show you guys like how it actually comes together. It does take about 15 minutes to be put down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick off and do that one, do our other 2, and then come back and end. So you'll get to end with the full technique being revealed, which is super, super exciting. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. But this is a really, really good project. I'm so excited. We're making 3 mugs. So we're not doing 1, we're not doing 2, we're doing 3 projects today. I know you're going to be excited because we're using like a metallic vinyl on one. We are doing a really, really, really new technique that I think you're going to be really impressed with, where we are meshing together 2 of the most random craft supplies. Like, you will not believe what we're doing here at boot camp today, because we are taking screen printing ink and putting it on top of etched ceramic. Like, this is like a coated ceramic. We're putting this on top of it. So it's gonna be really interesting for you to see the etching effect. And then after it's etched, coming in and putting the screen printing ink on there. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. And then lastly, we are going to take 2 fonts and 1 cut file. So kind of making our own little recipe today, in collaborating some fonts and a cut file for Makers Gonna Learn, to really show you that the possibilities are truly like limitless. Like, you have so many different possibilities with your cut files and fonts at Makers Gonna Learn. And the reason why we love to do this is, again, you get access to all of these as soon as you join. So all the thousands of videos we have here on the YouTube channel, if you love watching, you get all of those files to craft with immediately when you join. So yay! Oh, I have etching cream, but I've never used it. Okay, if you've never used etching cream, today is gonna be an amazing training for you, because I'm gonna walk you through it. It seems so scary, but it's not, as long as you use like proper protection. Like, we wanna make sure we're wearing gloves. Some people recommend eye protection. That is up to you. If you're in a well-ventilated area and you're being safe, please be safe in doing any craft at all. Lauren, crafting could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cricut blade, if you really tried, you know what I mean? Like, you could. So you want to be careful, and I know you all will be. So that is so fun. I love that you all have been buying Dollar Tree mugs. Lauren, how would you describe what etching cream is?
So, if I'm not mistaken, the way that etching cream works is it actually removes a layer of like the kind of like the shiny or the
it's great on glass.
The
like,
coating.
That's what the main
yeah, and so it will remove that shiny coating on that glass, or on like this. I don't know that it necessarily removes it on the mug, but it gives it a texture so that screen printing ink can adhere to it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be super fun. We're using Armor Etch today. If you're on Amazon today, you could also use Etch All. I love Etch All. I've met the founder. She's super sweet, but Armor Etch is more usually readily available. So it's very different. So just be careful when you're etching. That is what we're gonna start off with after we do our design space portion. Alrighty, we can go ahead and share the screen. Here we go. This is the design space portion of today's project. What you have got right here is, to our far left, we are using Plain Jane for our Once Upon a Time This Coffee Was Hot. I think that's so funny. To our project right here on the left-hand side, you can also see where we added in a coffee cup decal. So this is really easy to do using the Plain Jane font. You're able to use the Mary Catherine font for our hot, and then just adding in that heart coffee cup. So let me share with you exactly how to do that. So we're going to click on text right here. We are going to grab not the demonstrate font like we used yesterday, which is quickly becoming a favorite. We are going to grab Plain Jane. Okay, and we are just going to move these over because we're using these for the other ones. Lauren, I believe you can microwave with these.
I was about to. I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, because it doesn't get extremely hot.
Yeah, for sure.
And plus, even if you do, which we're not using heat transfer vinyl, we're using permanent vinyl. Even if you did microwave it, you're not putting that to your mouth, so it wouldn't be like an issue for safety, like putting stuff in your body.
Yeah.
I mean, if it got too hot, your vinyl might move.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you could just replace it.
Yeah. So I'm just topping this out. I'm going to share with you something really interesting that I thought was super cool. So I have this. I kind of just spaced this out like briefly just to make it easy for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go to line space. I'm going to bring that up a little just to take care of this for me, just a tad bit. And then I'm going to now do something a little crazy. So I'm going to go to advanced right here. And I love these two options. So traditionally, I would say, let's go ahead and ungroup this to letters. I want to show you what happens when you select this one that I'm hovering over called ungroup to lines. Okay, you ready for this? Let's press ungroup to lines. So what that does is now each line becomes its own text box. And you may be saying, Tanner, what is this of value to me for? So what that is going to allow us to do is kind of line up as much as possible together. So I can move this one over now. I can move this one over, and I can move this one over. Love that. And I can move, I can just manually move the was. So I just thought that was cool just to help you guys be able to line things up better. Once you're happy with placement, you could group this back together. I could click on Tom and add that apostrophe that I forgot about, and then move this one over a tad bit. Seems to look good. But yeah, I hope you learned something just with that right there, because when I learned that, I think Lauren, you actually showed it to me this week that I was like, wait, I knew that you could do it, but I never understood the value of that. Right. Stephanie says, I learned something already. Y'all, right? I mean, love that.
A lot of our friends, and I did this too, I would just do separate text boxes and move them around. But then you go through the process of adding a new text box, doing this, but you can type it all up and then just ungroup to lines and move those lines individually.
It was really intentional that I kind of already left the spacing after was, before a time. Like the spacing's already there. So I think you all will be pleasantly surprised, which I'm already seeing comments rolling in. And it's like, whoa, I already learned something new.
Yeah,
so you guys are awesome.
You told me, you were like, just move the line spacing up. I was like, no, we need to move it this way and move it right or left and then together.
Yeah, I love that. Something new I hadn't even really utilized. So I love that. So now that we're happy with this, we're going to select it. And I'm just going to group all that together. And I'm going to just now select my color. So there you go. Now you're going to go in and grab your other font. And we're going to switch from Plain Jane to using one of our first fonts. If you guys are brand new to Makers Gonna Learn, did you all remember? Well, you all have met Mary Catherine, who is the actual hand letter we're using for this font. It's called Mary Catherine. And she's been on our team since the beginning of Makers Gonna Learn. So her font and hand lettering is all over our website. We love her. She's awesome. So I'm just going to stretch this out just like so. And when you're happy with that, you can select it and just turn to the peach color. And then lastly, all you need to do is 2 more steps. The first one would be to add in your coffee. So I can just search for coffee because I've already uploaded this cut file once. This is the cool thing. Once you've uploaded a cut file for Makers Gonna Learn, it's gonna live right here so you can see I upload a lot of coffee different cut files. And here's the one with the little heart. So we can just press add to canvas. We can scale it down. And then here's all that we have left to do. Are you all ready for this? We are going to change this to the peach color. And then while this is selected, we are going to hold down Shift and select our hot too. So Lauren, what I'm doing is I'm selecting the hot and I'm selecting the coffee cup because they're going to be the same color vinyl when we apply it down, all right? So that is super simple, really, really fun to be able to do. And now when you press attach, I want to show you what it will do. Now this is attached. So Lauren, let's talk about pros and cons of attaching. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
I'm going to bring this down. What this is going to do is now position this right as it's going to be needed to be laid out on the project. It's going to take up 3 by 4 inches of vinyl. So you have to be mindful of that. If that bothers you or not, you know, definitely up to you. But I like it because it helps me craft faster. And you know, it doesn't cost too much. It's not too bad.
So you just attached it, you didn't weld it?
Yeah, I attached it. So I could unattach it and move it around. Any layer that's not touching, you do not have to weld. I feel like you're about to give me a butt.
But when you go to make it?
It will be right where it is right here on the mat. So let's press make it, and you'll be able to see right here that it's separated just as we would need. So both of them are attached and still in the same spot. That's a great question because we get tripped up.
I've had issues with that where sometimes it doesn't, it hasn't for me there in a couple times in the past, and I've just gone back and welded.
Right. So the way the policy in my head, and there are some there's some exceptions, if you will, when an image like this, my 2 images need to be together, but they're not touching. I usually always attach because I might want to edit something.
Right.
But if your letters are touching, if your images are touching in any way, they need to be welded, and it makes it permanent. So that's the sad part. But yeah, that's a great question. I know a lot of you, especially a few weeks back when I was doing the difference between group, attach, and weld, can get really hung up on that. So that's awesome. So let's go back. That cut file, y'all, the next step you would do is grab your mug right here. We can go overhead for a moment. This is when you measure. So you got to really look at your mug and say, how big can this be? How big can this really be? I'm going to say 3.5 inches wide is probably the max for me. Okay, 3.5 inches wide is probably the max for me. And it is definitely up to you. If you start going to like 4 inches, that's when I start having to start reading over here and hold it over. I don't want to do that. I know you don't either. So 3.5 is what I'm sticking to for my width. So we can head back over to Design Space now that we know that is our size. And you could just select this all, and you could go to width and just type in 3.5 and press enter.
Debbie had a good thing. She said, so touching equals weld / setting in place equals attach.
Yeah, I love that.
Perfect.
That's a really great way, because now you know these two are going to be, in place together. You're going to be able to do this in 2 layers really simply. And yeah, I love that. Now for our other 2 projects, y'all, this is so easy, okay? You upload the cut file, and you upload the cut file, and you size it.
Yeah.
So for these 2, we're using 3 inches wide for Chaos Coordinator, and for Messy Bun and Getting Stuff Done. What I want to show you about all 3 of these files, I don't even know if it was planned this way. I don't think so. This is definitely a highlight for Mary Catherine. So you can get Mary Catherine's font, and it is so fun because we love it. She does a lot that are hand lettered cut files. So the black ones you see to your right here, these are not cut file, or these are not fonts.
Yes.
These are pre-designed cut files. She goes ahead and adds in the both style of lettering, whether it's hand lettered or just, typical standard letters, whatever it is. She kind of mixes it up and styles it for you so you don't have to. So there's a lot of these that are already done for you and kind of helps you be able to quickly make things and either sell them, give them away, finish your project, right? Okay, so, or you can do what we did, which was design our own with 2 fonts and a cut file. And to be honest, Lauren, that was pretty fast. That wasn't hard.
No.
So that's a lot of fun and you would love it. These are some of our new cut files. They look so good. There's print and cuts, there's sublimation, there's regular files, there's signs. Y'all, okay, how many dog lovers do we got in the house? Because look right here, you've got pre-made signs. I've taught how to make signs so much, especially these standing ones. We have already made you some amazing formatting. So we already mixed it all up and it is so, so fun. So we try to just make this really easy for you to take advantage. And yay, awesome.
We're doing, and I know that we've had a lot of people say, we're doing a lot of occupational, not just healthcare.
That's true.
We're trying to add in a lot of occupational.
Yeah.
So that's one of those, where those edited cut files comes in, where
can't wait to do this for Halloween.
you can come in and edit that occupation.
How many grandparents do we have in the room? Because this one is cracking me up. Grandchildren welcome, parents by appointment.
That is my mother.
I was about to say we need to make that for Jill. That is so fun. Y'all know I live on the lake. Look at this right here. Lake life. I'm so ready. The warm weather. What you would do now, my friends, since we're doing 3 projects, what we have done, we can go back to the main camera so I can kind of let you guys know what all is happening here. We're doing 3 projects today. And I didn't want today's project just to be cutting vinyl and things like that instead of doing 1. That's why we're doing 3. So we're going to answer all your questions about working with vinyl, cleaning the glass. I think a lot of you have figured out weeding and the actual transferring, but I want to talk to you guys about more other steps too. So I'm going to start off by moving some of our things to the side. I'm going to move our finished ones right over here. And then what I'm going to do, these are our ones we're working with today. I'm going to keep this one right here. And then move this over. Supplies for our first one. Remember, this one's going to be the one where we're merging together 2 unique material. Armor Etch and the screen printing ink. That is what you're going to need. You're going to need vinyl, transfer tape, rubbing alcohol, gloves, and like a paintbrush. I'm also going to use a baby wipe today just to make sure everything is on the project. And it's going to be awesome. So let me share with you what it's going to look like. So if we go overhead, this is what your project is going to turn out like at the very, very end. Now, when you etch your mug, you will not be able to see this design. When you take the etching off and then add your screen print ink, that's when you're going to be able to see this. And Lauren, when I touch this, like I can feel it. I do feel it, but it's not very noticeable. All right, it's not very noticeable. And all these mugs did come from the dollar store, so you can see we have a blue one, we have this one. These right here are probably some of my favorites because they're great for putting vinyl decals on. Okay, really, really awesome. You could do either one. They're so, so fun, and that's awesome. So yay! I'm so excited about today's project. I'm very skeptical of the quality of dollar store mugs. Do they feel light or cheap to other people, or am I being too picky? So Anna, I've seen the ones you're talking about. I will say I'm impressed with how sturdy. I don't know. I'm very impressed with how sturdy these are.
Some of them are on the fence for me.
Some of them, but there are these.
Those are good. Those are some pretty nice ones.
There are some that feels like they should only be like 50 cents.
Yeah.
But we don't. Notice we're not getting those.
Yeah.
If it feels like that, like these feel like I would pay $7 to $8.
Walmart also has a very good selection
For
of,
good prices.
For very good prices.
Target does too.
Target had the dollar spot.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I'm very impressed going to Walmart. They have, and Lauren I think will appreciate, a lot of Crate and Barrel, I feel like inspired. They have the popcorn bowls.
Listen.
Did you know my popcorn bowls at my home are Crate and Barrel?
So
or
I
West
went in
Elm?
Walmart.
One of the two.
I try my best to stay out of Walmart at all costs possible.
Why?
I just don't. Why? I don't know why. But I had to go in there the other day for something that we're doing here in the office.
Ooh.
And I went through the decor.
Oh.
I was shocked.
Were you inspired?
I mean, there was some really cute stuff.
And for Lauren, that's
They're
a big...
stepping their game up.
Yeah.
Like to the point, I almost bought a couple things.
Did you really? That's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. But yeah, so what we're doing for today's project, what I'm saying here, the reason why we're going to be able to make 3 is because we're kind of eliminating some of the process here on screen. If we could go overhead, I'll show you what we did. So we just cut out using a scrap piece of vinyl, our chaos coordinator, okay? You cut it out. We've already added transfer tape. So what we're gonna do, you can see my mug here. Do I need to move it up? Is it good here? Love it. So we're gonna add, this is our rubbing alcohol. If you've watched my Dollar Tree hack videos, you guys have seen these. They're amazing. They're amazing. So we're just gonna take a piece of paper towel, a few pumps of rubbing alcohol that's in here, and we're just going to rub this right here. And this dries really, really quickly. Like really, really quickly. This is gonna remove any debris, any residue. I love, love, love doing this. Your vinyl will go on like 10 times better. Promise you, 10 times better. Now, also just a quick hack, if you're right-handed, you want to hold it and then make sure you're putting the vinyl decal so that someone that is looking at you can see it. So that's why we're doing this way. If you're left-handed, it would be the other side. So just be mindful of that today. I'm going to now remove this. We're using some Cricut premium vinyl today, Lauren. It must have snuck in somehow.
So I do want to address a lot of people, and I put, just so y'all know, I put Alicia on the task of actually researching, because y'all know I'm all about research and science. Researching if this was going to be dishwasher safe once you etched it and then put that screen printing over it. So what the etching does is it breaks down that ceramic. So we're gonna err on the side of, and the paint is non-toxic. So we're gonna err on the side of, as far as dishwasher safe, maybe not the best because it does break down that ceramic.
Right.
But it can be hand washed and you can still drink of it. We would just hand wash it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not that hard to hand wash a mug because it really, like the quality that you get with this technique is, I love it.
It's really neat. It is really a different technique than just putting vinyl on the mug. And this is something that I think you all will be able to play around with and like expand on too. I've seen quite a few different ideas. So that is super, super fun. Love it.
And I knew we would have that question again, so I just wanted to go ahead and address that.
I'm removing the transfer tape so we can start our etching. If you've never etched before, I'm so excited that you're here today. It's not hard at all, so be excited to try etching today. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And this is what we're doing. Yes, Goldie, hand wash is always best, especially if you are doing vinyl. Vinyl can be, I say can be. You can put it in the dishwasher if you want to. Now, is it going to stay?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you want to be careful.
So, I mean, it's one of those things. Hand washing a cup is not, I'll hand wash almost all my cups because I've had too many cups that have been destroyed. Even store-bought cups.
Y'all, if you have that friend that still has a dishwasher and hand washes everything, I just want to let you all know, Lauren, I would not be surprised, would be that friend.
I hand wash before I put in the dishwasher.
That is true. That is true. She does do that. She loves to hand wash before putting it in. I mean,
My
it gets a
mom was
full
such
wash.
a stickler on me growing up for that, though. Like,
That's awesome.
We had to. Now, I'm not saying like we put it in dishwater and like washed it real hard, like, but we scrubbed it off before we put it in the dishwasher.
So what we're doing right now, we're just going to add some painter's tape on here, and I'm just protecting the mug. So from the etching cream, like this is just like extra precaution. I didn't want to waste extra vinyl, so I'm just adding the painter's tape. And you'll see what I mean in a second if you've never etched. This is awesome. Super good, super fun. Are you using a stencil vinyl? No, we're just using a scrap piece of vinyl right here. Great question. Great question.
Alma says the dishwasher is for storage.
Oh, that's so funny. That's what my mama would say. Okay, so we've added this right here. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna put our gloves on. So we're going to kind of apply the etching cream for roughly like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. And then we're gonna start our timer. And while we do that, while we do the 15-minute timer, so apply your etching cream for a few minutes and then set a timer for 15 minutes. So we'll do that together and we'll work on our other two during that time period. So my gloves are on. We're going to open up our Armor Etch. I have a piece of paper towel and I have my handy dandy paintbrush. I like using a paintbrush for this, but you just want to be careful about it. So I like to just start applying your etching cream here. You can use a lot here because you can actually save it. So you can save this. So I do a pretty thick coat because you want it to activate and kind of do a lot of the hard work. So see here, you can never have too much etching cream because you can always put it back, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so now that this is all on here, I'm going to grab my phone and I'm just going to say, set a timer for 15 minutes. And while that timer goes, we are going to kind of just put our lid back on our Armor Etch. And we're just going to sit this over to the side, okay? So we see it by etching. We're going to let the etch do the magic, okay? So I'm going to just take the paintbrush. We'll need that here in about 15 minutes. I'm going to take my gloves off and then I'll put them back on when I go again. But while we're here, we are actually going to move on to our next project. So our next project right here, I'm going to grab another mug and we'll do this one for a left-handed friend so they can hold it. So what we're going to do, again, you need to have your rubbing alcohol. The reason why we clean this is to get the best clean surface so that you can apply your vinyl on here. And we went ahead and already cut it out as well. We are putting an amazing decal on metallic vinyl, and metallic vinyl is super easy. This is magenta luster, and you can see this is what we're using on one of them. So this is metallic. It says messy bun and getting stuff done. Lauren, do you relate to that? Do you sometimes
Yesterday
have
was my messy bun day.
Oh, we missed it.
No, Will was here.
Oh, well, we missed it today.
Yeah.
It's different.
Braids today.
Yeah, it's so fun. So you can just see, you can start transferring this over and make sure it's all being down. The cool thing about this material is it cuts really well. But what I want you all to see that I thought was just kind of cool, doesn't really change anything of the project, was, let me show you. I'm peeling this up, using vinyl and doing, this is a technique called going with gravity. I teach this in our beginner courses. I always love to teach everyone going with gravity. And if you are not a year member to Maker School Learn, you get our updated curriculum as well as our 30-day challenge, which is going to be updated this year as well when you say yes to your membership. So a great day to join for numerous reasons. But yeah, we just cut this out. If y'all have any questions about cutting vinyl, you can let us know, but it's pretty standard.
I've not seen any yet.
Good. I saw what I wanted to show you. Look at this. This is like metallic on the back too.
I know.
So it's like silver metallic. So I thought that was cool. So you just take this. I do the taco method. So you pull it and you start in the middle and then you start in the middle and apply it down. Just like so. And then look at this.
Also, they're impressed that you actually took your gloves off the correct way.
Oh, thank
know.
you. Thank you guys. Maybe, you all don't know, maybe I had another life as a nurse.
Here's a really good question. When can you use masking tape or masking paper transfer tape, and when should you use Cricut transfer tape?
That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
That's a good question. For anything round, I actually love masking paper transfer tape. It's movable, it's adorable, or it's durable, adorable. Yeah, so it's really, really fun, and it is awesome. So, and yes, if you're a year member, you can review that 30-day challenge. We have been going back to using just regular transfer tape, which is like clear, like this one, a lot more recently, but we still love our masking paper transfer tape. We just kind of go back and forth. So there's that one. That one's so fun. And then our next one, we're using, I believe it's the same mug. And what we're going to do, there we go. Grabbed the wrong one. I was like, what? What we're going to do is we're going to apply this one on here. Now, I want to address this right here. If you've not ever done a 2-layer transfer, some people prefer to lay one of the transfer, like the purple, down onto their mug, then apply their second one. What we like to do here is, while it's still on the mat and whatnot, put the transfer tape down, peel it up, and then go to the next one and do that. So we have videos on how to layer vinyl again in the course. So you'll be able to learn how to do this and work with it. It's very simple. And I think you'll be pretty impressed with it. So I'm just taking some rubbing alcohol, cleaning this here. It's not hard, y'all. It is not hard at all to make mugs. It's not hard to cut vinyl with the Cricut. This is a great beginner day here at boot camp, and just a refresh. It's St. Patrick's Day, so you can celebrate with us by making a St. Patrick's Day mug. You could make one that says Hello Spring. You could make one you could use all the way around. Anything like that will be super, super fun. So
we've had the same, I think it was Kathy, you don't have to mirror when you're using permanent vinyl.
Yeah, please don't mirror.
Mirroring is when you're using heat transfer.
Yeah. Do not mirror when you are using regular vinyl, because what's happening is it's cutting just right to the vinyl, and then you weed it, and then you apply your transfer tape. So this is like the backing of all the vinyl, and this is the transfer sheet that we have put on it. So I'm just going to use this burnishing tool. Lauren, guess how much these are? I think they're like $1.99 or like $2.99. $1.99 or $2.99. So fun. I'm removing a piece of vinyl that was a little stuck. Okay, love that. And then you can take it, peel it up, and then right here, again, the taco method's my favorite to make sure I'm happy with it, and then just place it down. It's really that simple. I use my hand to kind of smooth everything out. Is that not awesome? Look at that. So fun.
We are using permanent vinyl for those that are asking.
Yes.
We taught the technique of how to take 2 different fonts, ungrouped lines, move them around for what he's doing now, and that's just with the regular glossy permanent vinyl, and then we used a metallic vinyl for the other one.
Yep, so lots of variation here today. You could really do either, you could do all, you could do none, whatever you want. There's such a great possibility for all of these. Ta-da! Look at that. Yay, once upon a time, this coffee was hot. Hilarious. And again, we do not recommend dishwashers for pretty much any of these, just because we want you to have the best lifespan of these projects and whatnot. So you just want to be careful about that. And Anne says you didn't need to cut slits in the transfer tape. Some rounded mugs you do, but these were actually like pretty flat. So you didn't really have to do that. You don't really have to do that. So that is a lot of fun.
So we did have the question asked. April asked it a couple times. Are vinyl mugs still selling, or has sublimation taken over? So that's really going to be
it's market by market.
Yeah, like if it's selling in your area, then yeah, vinyl is still selling. But if sublimation has taken over your area and people are really liking that, then you may have to pivot in your business.
And a lot of it is like the sublimation shirts are still really popular. You don't have to do everything, what everyone's still doing. I think they're still popular. Like they're still obviously selling. People are still selling them, but you may see that sublimation might be bigger. So it's not, I don't think it just goes from one to another, but you definitely will see peaks and shifts in your business for sure. And I love it. Would Mod Podge dishwasher safe work for protecting the vinyl? So Lauren, let's talk about that. So we have vinyl on top of a mug. The vinyl, even though it is permanent, is not permanent. Like I could peel this up right now. So when you're taking a sealer and putting it on top, it would probably increase the chances of it not coming up, but it's not going to make it perfect. And personally, I'm just gonna be honest. If we were to brush stroke sealer on here, that quality, the feel, the stickiness like Mod Podge leaves, it's not gonna give the best result. So I just want you to think of like all the different aspects. Like, could it increase the chance of it not coming up? Sure. But could it still come up? Yes. So I hope that I hope that makes sense. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So what do you think about adding that? So that's my thoughts on it. Lauren, do you have any other? I don't like the streaks. The idea of the streaks.
I don't like the streaks either, because it also it's not going to get. It's gonna, even though it is a sealer, yes, it seals it. To get it to look even, you have to do the whole cup.
Oh.
You're not.
A lot of friends are asking, like, what sealer do you use? Y'all, this is a vinyl. This is vinyl. Like, you don't seal vinyl. Unless you're like, I'm trying to think of an instance that you need to seal vinyl. Because it's a sticker. I probably need to do a whole video explaining this and like talking about it and like showing you examples. Like, you can put a sealer on anything, but it's still a sticker. It's like, someone explained to me this. Let me use this example. I one time painted a terracotta pot. So there is paint on the terracotta pot. Then, Lauren, I used a really amazing glue, a super glue, kind of similar to the DAP.
The DAP.
It was an E6000. Lauren, is what I glued to the painted terracotta pot, is that glue attached to the terracotta pot, or is it attached to that thin layer of paint?
Paint.
It's connected to the paint. So when I pull it, it can easily pull off that layer of paint. And I had this breakthrough, not with my own common sense. I just want to let you all know, I did not come to this realization with my own common sense. Okay, I was like 12 years old doing this. Long story. My Crafty Chica, who owns craftychica.com, Kathy Conamarillo, she's amazing. If you all have not met her on the internet, love her. She sent me a sweet message and was like, Tanner, please glue it first and then paint the whole thing. And I was like, So ever since then, I keep going back to that. Is your sealer really, like, it's still living off the strength of the vinyl on the wood, on the ceramic, anything like that? What about the wet apply decal? Would that work on mugs? Yes, you can do the wet technique. And if you watch my latest hack video, what I love about testing hacks is that I'm purposely not doing thorough research when I test it, because I'm testing it just to give a review. I don't know if people have really grasped that. It's like half comical, half like interesting. I'm not really teaching a technique. So a lot of people that do car decals or window decals, they use the wet technique. You can use the wet technique on here. And the main mistake I made was I used too much soap. So please use minimal soap.
I was real confused what that was. I was going to tell somebody to turn their phone off.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we can head back over here. with our etching cream. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I need my gloves. Somebody's gonna say, Tanner, where's your gloves? Okay, let me put my gloves on. Do, 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 do. Okay. What's the resin joke? Honey, you did not miss a single thing. There is no joke.
No.
People came for Lauren, if we're just being honest.
They straight up came for me. And this was in a live. I was very new.
You were like, I mean, they did not, they were not giving you.
I'll just say it put a very bad taste in my mouth. And I texted Tanner and Courtney. I was like, never again am I ever doing this.
And we're like, okay.
Okay.
We literally said, we understand.
Yeah.
We're putting all this extra etching cream right back in here because it's, Lauren, you would be all about this. No waste.
I listen, y'all know I am about zero waste.
There's no waste happening here. I can clean my paintbrush later with my gloves on. You're gonna be impressed. Okay, so now that I've got as much as possible back into my little container, I'm closing that because that's the real deal. Since it sat for 15 minutes, we are gonna take a baby wipe, and I'm not putting this under like a sink or anything. I'm just like literally.
So while you're doing that, we did have someone ask, let's see, can't remember who it was. Ty asked, and I told him that I would answer his question.
Okay.
He asked if you could use any other color, can you just use white on dark, or if you do white, can you use dark colors on white ink? You can use whatever color you want.
Yeah.
Of the ink.
I love that. I love that. Oh snap, oh snap, look at this, ooh, ooh, ooh. Now this next part, I didn't believe. Lauren, have you seen the magic here yet? Is this gonna be?
I did watch this happen.
She told me, she just put this, oh Lord, I've got tape stuck to me, oh my word. This has never happened to me before. Okay, I need to wipe this off a little bit. It's just stuck over. Okay, hold on one second. Cleaning this off, okay. Now, Lauren, she said after she peeled up this decal, we're just gonna pretty much rub some screen printing on there. Is that not crazy? Okay, I am very impressed. So here we go. What I'm gonna do now.
Yes, Elaine makes a good point.
Hey, Elaine.
Etching is an acid, so you need to be careful with it.
Yes.
Just like anything else.
Yes, of course. So I'm just peeling this up. And let me tell you, Lauren, since we put the rubbing alcohol on here, it was awesome. Like, I'm pulling with all my might, and it's barely coming up. So permanent vinyl, pretty permanent.
Somebody was also asking if we used permanent vinyl or stencil vinyl, and for this one, we used permanent.
Yeah, just because it was a scrap piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna get my weeding tool. And this is a very odd weeding tool if you have not seen the shape. It's a very odd shape. It's more like a hook. I'm just gonna remove these. I need to get my pen tool out.
I'm gonna answer, hold on just a second. We've had a lot of questions about vinyl in the microwave, and
oh, are you gonna try to research?
Yeah.
Lauren's doing some quick R&D.
Because I'm not gonna tell someone one way and then do another way.
Or another. We're gonna find the answer. We're gonna get you an answer. Y'all, day 4 boot camp. I mean, wow, you just got a little jingle.
We're gonna say no vinyl in the microwave.
No vinyl in the microwave.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, we retract our previous statement.
Yeah.
Please proceed with caution.
I thought that it would be fine because I've put plenty of things in the microwave that have vinyl on them.
Do we have any, are you willing to give any info as to what would be the problem with vinyl in the microwave? Just for conversation purposes.
Just for conversation purposes.
As I throw things around.
What I am seeing
tell me.
Is that there is a possibility.
Right.
Because vinyl is PVC.
Okay.
And when it is heated excessively, there is a possibility of it producing fumes.
Okay.
So.
Good to know.
With that being said.
If someone commented that, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, if you are very conscious of that, which, you know, some people are, some people are not. That is personal preference. I mean, I'm going to say no, but can I sit here and say that I have Yes, I have put stuff in the microwave that has vinyl on it.
I understand. And let's get real. Like, they probably have to have disclaimers like that because somebody would probably put their coffee in the microwave and microwave it for 6 minutes. I have internal policies where, like, I microwave something for like a minute or 45 seconds and then stir it around, and, like, you know, it never gets really hot. So yeah, there's always something that could be said or done. You know what I mean? Like, it can happen. So you just want to be careful about that. I'm trying to make sure all this residue is off.
Were you singing a while ago?
I was.
Did I miss it?
You missed it.
We've had a sing along. That's what Craft and Wives Creation said. Sing along every day this week.
It was, I forget what the jingle was that I just was singing off of, to be honest.
I was not paying attention. I was laser focused on finding.
You were laser focused. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to grab this. I think I'm just gonna use like my finger. Maybe not. I'm gonna grab like, wait, I have a paintbrush for this. Never mind. I'm just gonna grab the paintbrush and look at this. We're just gonna kind of paint this on. And then I'm gonna grab a fresh piece of paper towel, probably from the bathroom here in a moment. And I'm going to just wipe it off. Screen print ink. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Now the screen printing ink, it says non-toxic, but
Lauren is Googling away over here. She is really, I'm checking, I'm getting a piece of paper towel.
I'm just gonna say no.
You're gonna say no.
Listen, after my experience, I'm just gonna err on the side of caution.
I appreciate that, Lauren. I really do. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. You guys see what's happening here?
Oh, you were thinking one way
or another. We're gonna get you an answer. Yeah, that's what I was singing. Y'all are so cool. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So look, we're just cleaning this up. Did you see how fast it was? Like, we didn't have to heat set it. This is pretty permanent. So,
and you can put multiple layers.
Yeah, you could definitely do this again, but really the first layer, it's pretty impressive.
What he is doing now is he is adding the speedball. Is it the acrylic ink?
Let's look at
that and see.
Let me get it off my
Or the acrylic paint.
This is it's for fabric.
It's for fabric.
It's a screen printing ink. It's an 8-ounce bottle of white Blanca. And yeah, speedball.
So this is the fabric paint.
Yes, this is the fabric paint, if people are asking.
Yep.
So
they are.
Just cleaning this up because there's been all sorts of residue on here. So you can see both of these. I mean, super, super fun. You clean this one up. I have 2 more spots. But yeah, you can see this was with 1 coat. This is, I think, with like maybe 1 coat as well. But feel free to put another on there if you want. It's really neat. I mean, look at all the different mugs we were able to do today. So we have this one layered. We have this one metallic. Here we go. Look at all 3. Look at all 3 of these mugs. I mean, so fun. We have metallic. We have a really neat etching and painting with the screen print ink. And then we have the layer. So the 2-layer, 2 font and a cut file pair up. So what a great variety. Are you wiping off just a wipe or alcohol too? Just a wipe, just a wipe. So I don't believe this would wash off as long as you are, just being careful with it.
Someone also made the comment, handmade equals hand washed.
Handmade does equal hand washed. That is true.
Love it.
That is true. That is true. Love it, love it, love it. Just did a product test here at home, what settings work best for different products I've got. I successfully used Dollar Tree vinyl and to etch a glass mug. Congratulations, Nicole. I love that. I like the etch best. Those inks last forever. They really do. Yay! Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Well, my friends, what did you guys think of today's show? Let us know. I'm so excited.
I hope you guys are ready for today's craft. We are going to be doing a last minute Dollar Tree Father's Day gift. If you have not gotten the father in your life or the father figure in your life, anything, or haven't put anything together yet and you're struggling to come up with an idea of what to do, I really hope that this is I feel like this is one that they've been done before.
Right.
It's not like it's anything new, but we're also going to be teaching you all, we're going to be doing etching on glass on top of putting this little lottery ticket bouquet together.
Yes.
So we're going to be diving into best practices for etching on glass. I feel like we just etched on glass last week, but
it's a curved surface.
Yes,
So
we're working with a curved surface.
That makes it different. And you're going to have, this is what Tanner loves this about having 3 of us.
Yeah.
Because we all have different takes on like things that we prefer and like how we apply things and how you can get a similar result by doing different techniques. So that's going to be cool for you if you watched last week to see like how you would do it.
Right.
Instead. So love that for us. And also, you said Father's Day, but like I'm feeling you can incorporate this into like birthday gifts or
graduation, which I know we've already, like
Yes.
graduation's already passed, but like last minute birthday gifts or something fun. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do this, and you don't have to just do it with like lottery tickets. There's so many
Right.
different things you can do it with.
Yes, love that. So
This is what we are going to be making today. We are going to be making a last minute Father's Day DIY, I guess you call it a lottery ticket bouquet, but we do have etched glass. So if we go overhead, you can see that I have taken this, and this is all other than obviously like the lottery tickets and stuff. All this stuff that we have here, you can find at Dollar General, except for the
Armor Etch.
You can't get at Dollar General, but this beer stein we did get at Dollar General. So what I was saying is I'm gonna have to take this. They only had one. I remember they only had one when I went there. Of the glass ones. So we're just going to, I was going to show you guys this. We're going to take all this up and we're just going to etch on the back side of this too.
Yeah, same diff.
Same diff. So they can hold it this way or this way.
And I can never decide when I'm making mugs and stuff. I'm like, do I want to look at it or do I want everyone to see my message? So it'll be great. They can have it on both sides.
They can have it on both sides. Do you hold it with your right hand or do you hold it with your left?
I don't know. You know I'm ambidextrous. So it's whatever I'm feeling that day.
Every time I hear ambidextrous, I think of amphibious.
I'm amphibious. I use both hands.
Okay, so with that being said, you do need some type of glass. Now you don't have to use a beer stein. I thought I liked the area that I had to work with this glass. So that's why I did get this. You are going to need some foam squares, and we'll go overhead and show you guys. These foam squares specifically, they came from Amazon. I know that Dollar Tree has like the foam tape. I didn't buy any because I knew that we had some at the office that we had purchased, but you can get these at Dollar Tree. I did get some tissue paper. This came from Dollar Tree. Love getting tissue paper from Dollar Tree. They have them in the coordinating packs, or you can get them in just packs of plain colors. You are going to need some skewers. Once again, you can find these at your local Dollar Tree. We do have some just little pieces of floral foam here that are going to go in the bottom of your cup. Now, this is also something that didn't specifically come from Dollar Tree. This is a little bit of an extra something that I did, and I'll show you guys here. You don't have to have this extra behind your lottery tickets. I just feel like it gives it a little bit of a, like it takes it to the next level.
It looks more put together, I think.
I do think that it does look a little bit more put together. This specific glitter cardstock did not come from Dollar Tree. If you all have been around our channel, you know that we are obsessed with Ashley Falco's shed-free glitter cardstock. But just in case you guys didn't know, we'll go back to one. Dollar Tree now has glitter cardstock, and the reason that I know they have it is because I tried to sublimate on it and it didn't work.
It did not.
Has that video gone out yet?
No, I don't think so.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the results, because you can sublimate on glitter cardstock, just not that one.
I plan to cut with it I had a video lined up to film today, and I plan to cut with it.
Well,
So
see,
we'll be
I
able
didn't
to test the cut.
even get around to cutting with it, so I don't know how it cuts. I just know that it does not sublimate.
It will not.
It will not.
It was worth a good college try, though.
I gave it a really good try. So anyway, The other two things that you are going to need, we'll go back overhead. You are going to need a standard grip mat. This is just going to be for cutting your cardstock and your either stencil vinyl or removable vinyl, whichever one you plan on using. I do have some of the StarCraft Star Mask is what it's technically called. This is their like masking vinyl for painting, things like that. I just had it because it was easy for me to grab instead of having to like dig through the bin. We have a scrap vinyl bin, so instead of having to dig through the scrap vinyl bin to find a size that I knew would fit, I just grabbed this because it was quick and easy. However, you all can use just regular scrap vinyl, doesn't matter what color, to make a stencil. And then the star of the show is going to be the Armor Etch. This is something that can be found on Amazon. You can get it at your local craft store, lots of different places that you can get Armor Etch, but this is going to be the star of the show, and we are going to show you how you can etch glass today without having to use a laser. Love that. Okay?
Love it.
So, who is ready to get started? We'll go ahead. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them for me in the comments. I am unfortunately going to go ahead and take this apart.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You guys, behind the scenes, little behind the scenes.
I'm just taking it all out together.
Yeah, and it just molded.
Listen, I love when past Lauren really helps out future Lauren.
Yes.
I knew what I was doing, putting the tissue paper in the bottom and then wrapping it all together so I can just take it all out. So we're just going to set this to the side.
Lauren's been dying to scratch those lottery tickets, y'all.
Y'all, I have. I've literally asked Alicia, can I scratch those yet? Do I have to wait till after the live to scratch those? Like, can I scratch them yet?
Yes. So we may win the lottery on the live stream today.
We may just scratch them on the live and see if we win the lottery today.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun.
Kim asked, can you use the etching cream on plastic, like plastic water bottles? So no, you cannot use it on, it actually says it on the back. Armor Etch will not etch plastic or some Pyrex. So it does have to be, so Pyrex is like your fire tested, you can use it in the oven glass. Armor Etch sometimes will not etch that because it's got like a coating on it. So it does have to just be glass. You cannot etch plastic with Armor Etch.
That's how you know Pyrex is good.
That's when you know it's good.
The edge cream can't even etch the glass.
The edge
Pyrex.
cream can't even touch it.
And we've had some questions before about stainless steel, like using this to etch stainless steel. You cannot use Armor Etch to etch stainless steel. Just make sure you all are reading like the back of the labels. Anytime you're trying to etch anything or like use a new substance or chemical, make sure like you're getting the correct ones.
Yes. I'm going to, if you don't care, ask you to run out and grab me one of our burnishing tools that actually has something to keep this steady.
Yes, I feel you.
Okay. So what we're gonna do first, while she's going to grab that for me, I'm gonna go ahead and take out my measuring tape and I'm gonna measure the area that we are gonna be working with to see exactly how large I can do. So really and truly, we're looking at like 3.5 to 3 inches by like 5-ish. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Also, if y'all don't have one of these, what are you doing? Because this right here is a game changer for me.
Yeah. Those
now, with this beer stein, this handle is a little heavier. So it may fall over to the side, but I can't remember what I did last time to prop it up, but you can like put some stuff under here. See if this will, oh, looky there, prop that up like that. Would you look at it?
Love the innovation.
Okay, so we said we were looking at 3.5 inches in width and about 5 inches in height. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hop over to Cricut Design Space. And I have this here, but what I want to do is I want to grab a shape, pull this in here, and we said I'm going to unlock it. We're going to do a width of about 3.5 and a height of, let's say, 5. Well, let's change the width to 4. I think we can work with 4. There we go. And then you can either leave it there as a basic cut, or you can come up here and you can turn it, oh, not that one. You can turn this into a guide. so that you see where you are working.
Carrie's asking about Christmas bulbs and armor etch. Lauren, you did that last year.
Yes. You can use armor etch on the glass Christmas ornaments. That would actually be really pretty if you hand paint your ornaments and like etch a little spot and then like paint around it or do the like outline of the etch. Would be super, super pretty. But you can etch the Christmas bulbs. It is doable.
Yes.
Very much so. The only thing that I have seen with the Christmas bulbs being etched, I did if you put glitter inside of them, remember I did the Santa baby one?
Yeah.
And it's like when you put the glitter inside of it, if you do like a glitter Christmas, like Christmas ornament, it's like the etching kind of like disappeared.
Yeah, you can't see it.
You can't really see it. It has to stay clear for you to be able to see the etching.
Right.
Or you have to color your etching, which I don't like doing.
Yeah, we don't like the color etching. It's not our favorite.
It's not a fan favorite here at Maker's Gonna Learn. But, you know. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop over to our website in just a second. Kim says to paint the inside. It's one of those things like you have to be very careful with doing a solid. It's very, I don't know.
Once
when
you cover
etch,
that inside layer, it just kind of like vanishes. Like
for
you
some
just
reason.
can't see it good. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go to our cut files section, and since we are doing a dad themed bouquet today, I am going to show you guys what I do when it comes to choosing my files, especially from our website, if it decides it wants to go there.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. I'm going to exit out of all of this. So what I like to do, if I don't know where I want to go or I don't know what direction I'm going in, I will come up here and I will just search my files. So I will type in, you can type in dad, you can type in father, you can type in, and I for sure, if I were you all, just because let's say you're looking for something that's related to graduation. Type in graduation, look and see what we have, go back and just search grad and see if there's anything different.
Yeah.
Because there may be something named like with father, or there may be something with the name dad in it or daddy. So we're just gonna search dad at first. This is walking you all through my process and how I do this. So from there, we're just going to choose our file. There are so many of these files that were super cute. I had a hard time choosing which one I wanted to use. I really liked this Real Cool Dad one, but I thought that it would be a little more difficult to figure out like which part we were etching, which part we were not.
It would be hard to weed that.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're just gonna keep scrolling. The one that I did use was a dad joke one, and it says I keep all my jokes, like my jokes are officially dad jokes. That would be really cute for like a first time dad.
Oh,
that would be so cute for a first time dad. There it is. I keep all my dad jokes in a database. I liked the punniness of it.
I like it.
But there are so many other ones that we have that are great. There's another one, and I can't find it right now, and I'm not necessarily going to look for it, but it said something to the effect of, Dad, you've always been like a father to me.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so punny and so like, I don't know, just dry humor. And
I love that.
I'm a big like dry humor person. But anyway, to download a cut file from the Maker's Gonna Learn website, what you're gonna do is you can either you can click this and open it up. I don't hardly ever do that. What I do is I just come down here to this button right here. It's the little arrow pointing down. You're gonna click that. It's going to download here at the bottom. You're gonna double click it because it is a zip file. And then we're gonna open that up, and then we're gonna pop back over to Design Space. We're gonna go to Upload. We're going to view all. Oh, I don't want to view all. We're gonna upload image. Duh, Lauren. And you can either browse, or one of my favorites is dragging and dropping. So here we are wanting the SVG because we are going to be cutting this today. So we want to work with the SVG version of this file. So we're gonna click this and pull it. And when this back here turns green, we know we're good to release. So once we release, it is there. You can upload that, and it is in your uploads. You can see here, I didn't have to do that again. I could have chosen this one where I have already uploaded it into my cut file library in Design Space, but I wanted to make sure for those that are new to our channel, you know exactly how we upload these files, okay? So I'm just going to select that. We're gonna add that to Canvas, and now you can see it pulls in, and let's just get rid of this guy. It pulls in here, and now we can size this to fit it within our guide. So we can size this down to make sure it fits. Now, I don't have to worry about centering this, aligning it, nothing like that, because we're gonna do that manually when we place our stencil onto our cup, okay? So this is literally the only Design Space work that we are doing today. It is measuring our blank, putting our guide in Design Space, and dragging and dropping a file and making sure it is sized properly. That's it.
And then our lottery ticket backers.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like very basic.
I forgot about those.
I figured you'd get to it, but.
Well, I figured while the armor etch is sitting on our glass, we'll get to sizing our the backers for our lottery tickets.
Because it takes a minute to etch.
Did we bring the lottery tickets in here? Or are they out on the desk?
They're on my desk. I'll be right back.
Okay. So now that we have this size the way that we need it, I'm going to delete out the guide. And then I am just going to, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Actually, we're gonna go on to make it. So I know that I need a 4 by 5-ish piece of stencil vinyl. We're gonna go to continue. Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna move my cup out of the way for just a second. And I'm actually just gonna be using this on, I'm gonna be cutting this on, not smart vinyl either.
Stencil?
We'll just, premium vinyl removable matte is what I normally cut it on.
Yeah, it cuts on that too.
So, stencil vinyl, premium vinyl removable matte, any of those will work. We're just gonna see where we're sized at. That's a little big, but it'll work. We're just gonna cut this piece off.
We have a friend here. Their screen name is Raven Skull Manor. I'm sure that's not your real name. If it is, are you a biker? I feel like that's a very edgy name. But his name is Dave from Essex in the UK, has had a maker for a month now. So, like, I feel like a Cricut newbie, which is awesome. This is a perfect project for someone who, like, just got their Cricut.
For sure.
Because I feel like we're doing vinyl, we're working with a new medium like the armor etch, and we're working with cardstock. So you're kind of getting a little bit, dipping your toes into like a few different things. So this will be a good project for you.
So I'm actually going to go back to edit here on my share screen. I have like 8 inches of vinyl that I can work with. I'm actually just going to kind of move this down more toward the middle so I can make sure that I cover like all the sides and everything of the cup just to be a little bit more on the safe side. So now I'm gonna hit done and we're gonna go over here to our machine, load our vinyl in. I am cutting this on default pressure. And then once that is ready, we're just going to hit the play button. Okay, so now that we have our vinyl cut, one thing that for those that may not have made a stencil with vinyl, normally what we're gonna do is we're just gonna automatically come here and like take off the outside. But that is not what we want to do in this instance, because we want the letters and the words to be what are etched. So we have to come in here and get rid of all of the letters and the words. And then we're going to take our transfer tape and transfer it over to our cup. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our transfer tape. We're going to cut some off. Good enough. We're going to, let's trim this down some.
I love Caesar transfer tape. It's one of my faves.
Okay, so now that we have our stencil, I'm gonna bring this back in view. I'm gonna use my little floral foam here to prop up this handle. And just excuse me if my big old head gets in the way. I'm trying my best to keep this straight, okay?
It's a weird angle. I don't know if y'all can tell like from the camera angle, but it's weird angle for us to get things straight sometimes.
It really is. So what I like to do is, which this one will be fine this way, okay. Once you get, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do the taco method, or if you're working with something on this side, another thing that I like to do is make sure that I line it up on that side so it's perfect there. And then to get like the bubbles out, go from one side, especially on a curved surface, go from one side to the other. So taco method is what we normally do.
Yes.
But this tends to just work for me just so I can make sure I get all of the bubbles out on a curved surface.
Are you gonna name that method?
But when it comes to putting your stencil down, you want to make sure that you come in and really get, and we can like lay this down, and then we're gonna go ahead and take this transfer tape off. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in and make sure that all of my edges of my stencil are down super good. Okay, this is the issue that I kind of ran into the last time, is the middle of my letters, for some reason, not wanting to stick.
Sometimes that stencil vinyl, so the stencil vinyl is like not as tacky, and I have this issue sometimes too, and like I want to use it for projects like this.
But and really and truly, like permanent vinyl probably would have been better.
Or even like maybe like just removable vinyl, because it's meant to stick to surfaces like this. Even though stencil vinyl is technically meant to stick to most surfaces still. I don't know. I have issues. I had issues with it whenever we did the etching the mirror. Like some of the pieces wanted to come up. But you know, that's kind of the nature of vinyl on slick surfaces like glass and mirrors and things like that. So you just have to know it's going to happen and make sure you burnish it down good.
But this is my little trick. If this happens, I will bring a weeding tool or something, use a weeding tool and just kind of get between the transfer tape and either vinyl or permanent vinyl, removable vinyl, stencil vinyl, whatever, and lay it down with the end of it.
Yeah, I like that little weeder tool method you're doing there.
Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going through and making sure that all of my edges are down very well. The centers of my stencil are down. Okay, so now that we have our stencil down, we're gonna get our stab you in the eye paintbrush.
Poke your eye out.
Poke your eye out. And you know what? It's a good thing it's long because this armor etch is down toward the bottom. And we're just gonna grab some armor etch, and this is, we're just going to tap it on to our stencil.
I'm sorry.
What?
That paint.
So what I like to do, and this is just my method of using Armor Etch. I don't really brush it on. I kind of just dab it where I need it because this is reusable. Like once this sits here, I can come back in with this paintbrush and get all of this excess off of here and put it back in the bottle, which is what I'm going to do before we wash it off. But I just like to dab.
You're
dab,
better
dab.
than me. I don't do that. Lauren does like to do that, and I just don't be doing it. I probably should though, because we use a lot of etching. We use ours a lot.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we are going to size our lottery tickets. And I saw where Jennifer said that you can't buy lottery tickets where in Utah where she's at. This would also be something super cute if you did like your own little
like coupons.
Yes. So like one free yard mow or one free dinner for dad or one night off for dad. I know I feel like we talk about moms needing off too, but there are some hardworking dads out there that could use a day off or a night off.
For sure.
So what I did is I just measured our lottery tickets. So these are going to be a standard like 4 by 2.5, and all of these are the same size. So we're going to go back to Design Space. We are done with this. We're just going to grab a basic shape. We're going to grab our square again. We are going to unlock it, and I said it was 4 inches in width. So this is just going to depend on how large of a overhang you want to leave. You can do 4.5, 4.25, whatever you want. I think we're going to go with 4.25 this time. And our height, we said was 2.5, so I think I'm going to go 2.75 on that one. And we're done with this, so I'm going to delete this out. And we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, so I'm just going to duplicate this 4 more times. Okay, so now I have 5 of these. It's going to go behind my smaller lottery tickets. We'll go back overhead. This one is going to be, I think it's like a 4 by 4. Yep, so we're going to pull in our shape again, another square. This one, I'm going to leave it locked because it is a 4 by 4, so we're going to do a 4.25, and it should automatically go to what we need. Perfect. And then our last one is going to be a 4 by 6. So once again, we're actually just going to duplicate this guy. 4.25, we're going to unlock it. The height was 6, and we're just going to change this to 6.25. And there we go. Now we have all of the backers for our lottery tickets.
Love it. That was so fast.
Very fast.
We've still got 4 minutes left on our etching cream to sit. So.
Look, if we really hurry, we might even have the Cricut may actually cut them all out for us.
Heck yeah.
We're going to be working with a couple of pieces of cardstock that we have actually cut from. So this one.
Miranda is asking where you save your projects at. Like if you ended Cricut Access, you can still save your projects in Design Space. So they won't go away, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, your projects, you still save them in Design Space. It's just some of them are, you're not going to have access to the ones where you used Cricut Access files, if that makes any sense.
Yes, if you use our files, they will stay in Cricut Design Space.
Oh no. So we're going to move this object because looking at, if we'll go overhead, looking at this, because I do have these 2 missing, we're going to have to move it because it comes down past the 9-inch mark here, you can see. And right here is our 9 inches, so we're not going to have enough room. We're going to hit these 3 dots. We're going to move the object to the other mat, confirm that. It'll be over here. We'll come back to that in a minute, and then we're just going to cut these, okay? So now we're going to go to continue. We are going to be cutting this on glitter cardstock.
And if you all like this and you're really into crafting gifts, we posted a video on yesterday. I was going to say on Tuesday as if it were like 3 days ago because my week is messed up. But yesterday a video went out on a DIY 3D paper baseball cap.
Yes.
So after y'all watch this one, if you're like still in the mood and want to watch some more Father's Day gift things, it's so easy to make. If you're a member, you'll get the file already. And it's just a cute little, it's like a gift box and it looks like a baseball cap. It's so cute.
It's very cute.
I love it.
It's a great one.
It's a little more time consuming than this one, I'll say that. But
so what I'm doing now while that's cutting and my etching cream is doing its thing, I'm just coming in here with my foam squares and we're just gonna add these to the backs of our lottery tickets. Now you probably don't have to go overboard and add 4 like I am, but you know.
It makes them look good whenever you do 4. I wouldn't do any less than 2, like 1 on each side.
Right.
If you do 1 in the middle, like the lottery tickets kind of bow up on the side.
Well, the one in the middle, I'll tell you why I'm not doing the one in the middle. Because we're actually going to be gluing the, dowel or the skewers to the glitter cardstock and then attaching this to the glitter cardstock so that you can take it off and it's not going to like rip the lottery ticket.
Oh yeah.
That's why I did it that way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so this one is ready to come off. So I have all of these. We'll remove these off the mat. If you all are not paper crafters, this is the best way, in my opinion, to remove paper off of the mat. It's flipping your mat upside down and turning it. Just be careful not to snap your mat, but it really is a game changer.
Okay.
So now we're gonna.
Time is up on your thing.
Okay. Well, let me get these started, and then we will move on. Let me edit this because we have little stuff up there in the corner. I'm just gonna pull this guy down. And then that guy can stay there and this guy can stay here because I've got little things in the corner. So we're just gonna hit done, browse, going back to glitter, cardstock, done, default pressure, putting that guy in there. And honestly, y'all, if your etching cream stays on there a little longer than the 10 minutes, it's okay. And since I'm in a groove right now, I'm just gonna let it sit for just a few more seconds.
It doesn't hurt it at all. Honestly,
Not at
it makes
all.
it better, really.
Yeah. And then we're just going to be adding in, well, I put that one on crooked. Crooked as a dog's hind leg. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that saying or not, but it's one of my favorites. That euphemism.
Here in East Tennessee.
I may sound like a little hick, but
we love a good euphemism here.
We love euphemisms. Now, once again, removing our cardstock, flipping our mat, and letting gravity pull our cardstock down. Favorite way to do that. Love that. Okay, so now we have all of our glitter backers done. We have all of our foam squares on our lottery tickets. We're gonna set those to the side for just a minute and we're gonna pull in our glass and I'm gonna open up my etching cream back up, grab my brush, and I'm just gonna start scooping this off and putting it back in the bottle.
This is commitment, you guys.
Alicia would have just taken it to the sink and wash it all off. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's who I am as
if
a person.
that is your prerogative, more power to you. You know what? I saw a little part of that E right there that I did not get. Just a little tip of the E. Darn. Well, we'll just have to let it sit for just a few more minutes then.
That's okay.
We're gonna wipe this off. So that's another thing that I really do like about wiping it off is I can, before going to wash it, I can see if I've missed anything, which I did miss a little part here on the corner of this E, and so I'm gonna leave that there. But I'm just gonna wipe all this, double check everything. And then here in a minute, I'm going to have Alicia go wash this off, and we will remove all of the stencil vinyl so you all can see the end results. Okay. So we're gonna scoot this back over to the side. Bring our backers back in, and what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to, because I don't need the dowels, all of the dowels to be that long. Actually, I don't think I need any of them to be that long. I'm just gonna come in here and I'm gonna cut my dowels. Or skewers, whatever you use.
Just snap that thing off.
I'm just trying to make it a little bit, a little better than just snapping that sucker.
Karate chop it off.
You know, give me a little bit of a guide.
And y'all can tell me, like, I feel like you could use wire cutters for this, but they need to make dowel cutters for crafters. Like, I feel like I never know. I'm like, I could use scissors. Do I want to ruin my scissors? No.
No.
I could use wire cutters, but, like, that's not really what it's for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a good dowel cutting.
Yeah.
Cutter.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our dowels, and I am going to, and I'm not going to cut all, if you can see, I didn't cut all of my dowels because I want them all at different heights. So I'm just going to take my hot glue gun, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end of that dowel, and we're just going to place it down on our glitter cardstock. And then we're just going to continue with all of them. And I do think I'm going to put, do I want that guy on a tall dowel or a skinny? We'll put him on a tall.
I was thinking tall, too.
Yeah. We'll put this guy on the tall.
Dorothy says garden nippers for the dowels. That's a good idea. Lynn says dog nail trimmers. Okay. Miter knife. Kim says they have a miter knife. Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought to use one of those. Okay. Well, thanks for all the suggestions, everybody.
Love them.
Love that. What are y'all doing for vacay? I feel like vacation is like here. It's like vacay time. We were just talking about it earlier. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Chicago next weekend, and then we're going to Garden City or Murrells Inlet. Lauren's going to go to the beach somewhere.
I don't know yet.
Undecided. Sadie, you're going to Charleston? I love Charleston. It's so nice. Would glue dots work for this? I feel like the foam dots are going to rip some of the lottery ticket when you try to take them off and mess up the barcodes on the back. What are your thoughts?
Well, let's just try to take one of them off real quick.
See what happens.
Actually, let's go ahead and bring this guy in and try to take one of them off the back of this one.
So if we do win the lottery, do we have to share it with each other?
I don't know.
What if we win like a bunch of money for reals? There's a possibility.
So I'm taking the foam squares off, and y'all, I have like pressed these on hard because will walk through the office, and sometimes these will come up just a little bit, and I'll just like squeeze them. So I'm taking the foam squares off, and as long as you're careful, it's not messing that one up. Okay, so now once you have your dowels or skewers on there, we're just going to come in here and take off the back of our lottery tickets, or foam squares. And we're just going to place them onto our glitter cardstock. So cute. Let's see which ones I want to use. I didn't bring, I like that one, the Lucky Sevens. Let's use it. So I don't know if you all see what I'm doing and why I did it this way. The reason that I'm gluing the dowels to the front of the glitter cardstock instead of to the back is so that you can't see the dowels on the back. So it's kind of sandwiched in between the lottery tickets and the back. That's why I did it. and I really wanted to be extra and like put another piece of glitter cardstock on the back, which you could do, but it's completely up to you. So anyway, little craft. Okay, so we still have a couple more, and we'll do that here in a minute, but I want to bring in our etched mug so you all can see how well this did. I don't know if they can see it better with or without the paper towel. Without. There. Nice. Look how well that etched, y'all.
Nice and crispy.
Now.
That looks good. That's fresh.
So we have it on this side and on this side. This side I did a little bigger, I can tell.
Yeah, but it's okay. They look good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so now what you're gonna do once you have your lottery tickets done and I think I'm just gonna like use some of these that I have already glued on to show you how I like to arrange them. So what I did and what I like to do is we want to try to hide the foam square, so the floral foam, we want to try to hide it. So what I did is I took my floral foam, put it in the middle of our tissue paper, and I'm actually going to up this way because it has to be fit with like in here, so it can't be thick. It has to kind of be tall and skinny. But we're going to place it inside our tissue paper like this, and then you're going to place it down in the cup and kind of arrange your tissue paper, and then we will add some more here in a minute. So once you have done that, then you are going to come in and start adding in your lottery tickets, placing them different places. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'm going to grab a second sheet of tissue paper. And I think, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna do this one. Let's do this. And I'm gonna, because my floral foam, I'm just gonna kind of, we're gonna tear it in half, and I'm gonna crumple it up, and I'll show you why in just a second. Because it's gonna offer a little bit more support on the top for that floral foam. That way when I come in here, it's not moving back and forth. There we go. And then you're just going to start arranging all of your, so we've got Ruby here. We're gonna put this one, and then we'll do this other guy here. And then you're gonna fix your tissue paper, and that's it.
How cute.
Look.
I love it. I
So
think
too.
you could even add in like little candy pieces on there and just glue them to dowels as well.
Oh, for sure.
That's so stinking cute. I love it.
I feel like it's in my